Today we are going to see ionic action set inside, and this is ionic 5 plus and angular 11 plus. So first of all, if you go to that ionic action set, the official document. So what is this? This is basically a dialog box which will pop up. Okay, once you click on that button or menu or list anything. So if you see it appears on the top of that content. Okay, so it must be manually dismissed. You have to, like, for example, if you click here, right, so it will pop up here like, so this is for the iOS. So it will pop, you have to manually click either somewhere outside or cancel that. And there are two type of here buttons, like one is destructive, one is cancel. So you have two type of role. So usually destructive is this delete, and so you can use this thing, for example, you want to delete some list from that your items, so you can use delete that particular, or you can cancel that. So there are a lot of places we can use this action set. So that is the one just. And another thing, this action set will look different inside that Android. If you see this Android, it is looking different. So it have a different view for iOS, and there, as I told you, there is a two type of role. One is destructive or cancel. So destructive is something, delete this thing, and cancel. So we put all this thing inside an array. We will see that. And usually that be advised, that ionic advice to put this thing and delete on the top. So that is, and the cancel are at the below. And you can customize the look and feel of this particular action set by using this custom class, okay, which we can put it inside the global.css, which inside the Angular, okay. And let's go to that now. So for that, as I'm going to create, but I have already created this thing. But for you guys, I'm just going to show you the steps. So just I use running start. Just I'm not going to create app wizard. Just select the framework Angular, project name, action, suite, okay, and that I'm just creating blank template, which I already created this thing. So I'm going to close this thing, terminate. I'm going to that particular project which I have created. So if you see here, this is the project, okay, action set, and I'm also going to delete this folder for okay. So as this we already told you, right, this action set. So for example, I'm just going to create that, and if you go to that ASRC home.html, so I've just written a button. On the click of the button, I'm calling that async method. You can see this async method, right? So it is nothing but, if you see, right, so we have albums, like you can give it something like, for example, so anything like here we have just dealing with albums, list of albums. So either delete albums, share albums, or this play thing. So you can see that, right, we have a button array, right, and inside the button we have a different role, right. One is delete, this is the, and if you see the real, as I told you, we will have two type of role, destructive and cancel. And this destructive we are putting on the top. This is advised by the ionic. It's not hard and fast, but it should that look good, okay. So you see there is a handler inside that we can write that code which you want to handle that once you click that. But right now we are not writing any code, but for example, if you want to delete, you can write that, you can call that services inside this, okay. command is share, right? That in the same way you can write n number of role, okay. And if you go to the below, right, we have written cancel, right? Cancel that, and the role is cancel. And similar, we have a handler method which we call, we can call that, you know, particular method inside that. So this is the code, and now if you now just I'm going to do ionic build. So this will build that application, and it is right now we have a TypeScript, right? So it is going to convert those TypeScript into ECMAScript, means JavaScript 6 2015. And what it will do here, if you see this, right, if you see, it is, you know, putting all this thing inside this www folder. This www is not nothing but it is coming from that angular.json. If you see, right, this output path folder, you can give it anything, okay. So that build is done. So now the next thing I'm going to add that iOS folder, okay. ionic cap add iOS. So before that I just going to delete this thing. So this will what it will do, ionic cap add, it will create an iOS folder, and it whatever that we have done the build, right, those ECMAScript code and the same time those plugins which you require, it is going to add those things inside that iOS folder. It is, the plugin what it, from there that, you know, if you see this package.json, right, and you can see these are the plugins, right. So these are the plugins, okay, capacitor plugins, iOS, all those things, keyboard, and you see this here, right here, it is adding this plugin inside that iOS folder, and it is done. That so it is created that iOS folder and added those, you know, code, ECMAScript code, and the plugins inside that iOS folder. So the next step is, you know, just I'm going to sync that, okay, ionic cap sync. So it will sync, it is like doing build and, you know, syncing those whatever changes. So this is like a regular steps which you should follow, okay. So it is building the application, okay, and then syncing whatever those ECMAScript and this plugin file inside that iOS folder. It can be iOS folder, it can be inside it can do the inside, like if you have Android, it will do it inside Android also, okay. So now it is done. So now the next thing is just I'm going to run this, okay, ionic cap run iOS. So this is like a live run, okay. So this is the command, just hit enter. So what it is going to do, it is going to first ask which simulator you want. So I'm ionic phone, okay, ionic 11 Pro simulator, okay. So it is going to start that simulator in the few seconds. So I'm going to forward this video. The simulator opened that 11 Pro, iPhone 11 Pro. So now we can, if you can click here, right, now you can see that, you know, actions, it is opening. You can see delete, share, all those which button which we have put inside that array. And we have two role, destructive role and the cancel. So this is how it looks inside that iPhone simulator. So now we are going to see this thing in that Android simulator also. For that, you know, let's go to that, you know, Visual Studio Code. Just close this thing, close simulator, Control C, cancel. And I'm going to add that Android folder here, okay? But we don't have Android folder, and can add Android. So it is going to add Android, and it is going to do the same thing. It is going to create that Android folder, and it is going to put all those things inside the www, that ECMAScript file, and those plugins inside that, okay? So it is doing that. You see that it is adding pad plugins, and now you can see here on the top it added Android folder. It did all this Gradle file, okay, which required for that Android. But now it is done, okay? Now next thing I'll do, iONIC sync. So it will sync that. So if you miss anything, right? Okay, so it is going to build the application and add the plugins again inside that Android folder. And it is doing, you can see this, it is building that application, and the command is n0 map build. The build is done. Now it is adding these plugins. The plugin added, and this plugin is added inside this Android folder. Okay, so it is done. So now next command is like I have to do iONIC open Android, okay? So it is going to open the Android studio, okay? From where we will run that emulator, and we will see how it looks in the Android. So however, this is going to take some time. I'm going to just forward this video. That Android studio open, and so first of all I'm just going to clear some space so that the application will run fast, and just wipe the data. I'm going to run on this API 31, okay? So here you can see that application loaded on Android studio. Now I will go to here, like, and will select that emulator 31, and this hit this command run up. So it is going to run the tab on the particular simulator. So just click run. So now we can this application it's open on the Android. Now we can see this this Android, how it looks. If you click this thing, you can see that, right? This is how it looks on that Android. Delete button and the cancel. So it's look and feel a little bit different, but this is how it will look on that Android. So that's all as of now. And if you want, like, if you want to go to the more detail, right, you can do it. You can do, like, you can add backdrop, dismiss this property. You can play with this property, right? So if you want to, like, if you want to restrict the user from clicking outside it and closing this particular thing, then you can do backdrop, this particular backdrop dismiss to false. So it will not close that unless until you click something, okay? So you can play with this property, and that's how. And also, like, we have events, like if you have dismiss, will dismiss, so this the event you can, suppose if you want to do some function, then you can use this function, events of this action set. So that's all as of now. Thanks for watching. If you like, then please subscribe and like.